Hello and a very warm welcome to the news tonight with me, Frank Pereira, on Rajya Sabha television. Here are this evening's headlines. Rains in Tamil Nadu break a 100-year-old record. Chennai city flooded as Met Department says next 24 hours are critical. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar calls it a national calamity. Parliament discusses flood disaster in South India. Members express concern at deteriorating situation. Government assures all possible help to citizens. Supreme Court rules that Tamil Nadu government can't release Rajiv's killers without centre's consent. Upholds life sentence for them. Pakistan hangs all 4 militants linked to the Peshawar school massacre. 150 people, mostly children, were killed in the attack on the 16th of December last year. Well, Chennai is drenched in rains, its heaviest downpour in over 100 years. Normal life is crippled with entire roads, neighborhoods, train tracks and airport runways all submerged. Over 180 people have died in the disaster. The Met Department says the next 48 hours are very critical. Media reports said that the airport will remain shut till the 6th of December. Here's more.
If we compare last week, it is so much rain then here so much flood comes there. Every house is gone in the water.
Here for the last 5 years, it's very bad. The weather out there, it was raining all day yesterday, and so many people are shifting from this area.
Widespread floods forced over 2 lakh people out of their homes, transforming the city into a partly submerged wreck. Roads caved in, cars were submerged, while many residents waded in knee-deep waters, pushing their vehicles. It was also the first time in 137 years that one of India's oldest newspapers, The Hindu, was not printed. All flights into and out of Chennai were cancelled, as were domestic and interstate train services.
अभी यहाँ पर क्या है, मुंबई से चेन्नई की जो फ्लाइट है वो कैंसिल कर दी गई है, सारी फ्लाइटें कैंसिल कर दी गई हैं और उसके बावजूद अब क्या है, ये कल सुबह की या उसके बाद की फ्लाइट के टिकट दे रहे हैं, बुकिंग दे रहे हैं, परंतु ये नहीं बता रहे कि आप रात कहाँ रुकाएं या क्या करें। हम यहाँ सब परेशान इसलिए हो रहे हैं कि यहाँ होटल में जगह नहीं है किसी में भी।
Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar refused to link the rains directly to climate change, choosing instead to call it a natural calamity.
See, what has happened today in Chennai or for last 10 days is absolutely a very serious situation. This is not directly related or can be attributed to the climate change. This is nature calamity.
Chennai city and neighbouring districts also braced for more heavy rains as the Met Department predicted heavy to very heavy rains in the next 4 days.
The rainfall situation is likely to continue even after 72 hours, though at a slightly lower tone, but associated heavy rainfall is not ruled out. So overall, next 7 days rainfall will continue, and these next 48 hours is very critical.
The authorities intensified search and rescue operations in the flooded areas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assured Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha of adequate central government assistance. He also discussed the situation with his cabinet colleagues, including the Home and Finance Ministers. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, in the wake of the flood alert issued in parts of Tamil Nadu, the Chennai Corporation has released a list of emergency contact numbers for all regional zones in the city. Here are the numbers on your screen. Well, joining me for a chat this evening to talk about this is the Director of the Met Department, BP Yadav. BP Yadav, what's really causing this unusually high rainfall in Chennai and on the East Coast?
I will say that this is the principal rainy season for Tamil Nadu, including Chennai, when more than 50% of the annual rainfall is received in the months of October and November due to the northeast monsoon rainfall. Northeast monsoon rainfall affects southern parts of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and southern parts of Karnataka. These are the 5 areas where the activity of northeast monsoon is being witnessed. This year, the conditions were very favorable for above normal northeast monsoon rainfall because of the El Nino conditions in the Pacific Ocean. India Meteorological Department issued a long-range forecast in the month of October itself, saying that there is 90% chance that the northeast monsoon rainfall will be above normal over South India and also especially over Tamil Nadu.
JP Yadav, thank you so much for joining us there with those inputs and putting things into perspective for us. Moving on now, the Lok Sabha members spoke in one voice today as they discussed the flood situation in Tamil Nadu, urging the government to help the state deal with the large-scale devastation. The members also demanded that the floods be declared a national calamity. Lok Sabha members expressed their concerns over the flooding in Tamil Nadu and some parts of Andhra Pradesh during a discussion held under Rule 193. AIADMK MPs demanded that the union government release money from the NDRF funds to help in rescue and relief operations.
Release immediately the entire demanded amount of rupees 8,480.93 crore from the National Disaster Response Fund for flood damages suffered by the state of Tamil Nadu. I would like to state that the timely release of adequate funds by the union government will help Tamil Nadu to undertake temporary and permanent restoration of infrastructure and other utilities on war footing basis.
Members of other parties too demanded that the floods in Tamil Nadu be declared a national disaster. The Congress party urged the Prime Minister and central teams to assess the situation on the ground.
Government of India should rise to the occasion with all sorts of assistance, should discuss with the chief ministers of the state in a broad way, and the central team who go to visit and to assess the situation, their decision not has to be taken as granted, that what they are making for recommendations, that is going to be accepted.
When the situation is so grievous and serious, Home Minister should have taken at least one trip. It is not far out. See, in helicopter views, like Jammu and Kashmir they took. Like that, Prime Minister and Home Minister could have gone 2-3 hours and come back.
Replying for the government, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Rajiv Pratap Rudy said that the centre was committed to help Tamil Nadu in every way. The two governments are also in constant touch with each other.
We are very deeply concerned with whatever is happening in Chennai, and we are certainly, everyone is aware, the Prime Minister is keeping a tab on what is happening in Chennai, the Home Minister is keeping a tab, and the whole government is aware, and they are in constant touch with the State Chief Minister and the administration.
Home Minister Rajnath Singh will speak on the issue on Thursday. Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha Television. Well, the upper house of Parliament also discussed the flood situation today. During a short duration discussion in the House, members spoke about the need for urgency as far as dealing with the situation was concerned.
Sir, I really think
the flood situation in Chennai was discussed in Rajya Sabha as well. During the short duration discussion on the issue, DMK MP Kanimoi described the dire situation in her state and appealed to all not to play politics over the issue.
Government is supporting the Tamil Nadu government to this extent, but we need much more because the situation is so grave. The help which has come is definitely not enough. People are marooned all over, just not Chennai. The districts around Chennai have been really badly affected. People have to be rescued. The water levels are rising and the rains are not stopping.
Members also urged the government to send a high-level delegation to the state to take stock of the situation. AIADMK members briefed the House about the rescue and relief operations in the state.
It has to be brought into the Tamil Nadu and see that the people are rehabilitated. And also the infrastructure have to be immediately brought back properly. You know very well that the military is very much equipped to put the temporary bridges.
The Honourable Chief Minister instructed the relief should be dispersed to the affected people as per enhanced norms without any delay. The Chief Secretary to the government convened a monsoon preparedness meeting with all the line department officials on 1/10/2015 and issued instructions with regard to the preparedness for the northeast monsoon 2015.
MPs also offered to give a part of their MP-led fund towards flood relief in Tamil Nadu. Some members suggested that fishermen could be useful in this situation.
We are prepared as a party and as an MP that if the government so decides, we can allocate part of our MP-led funds to go there for our relief operations. And that, I think, is a decision which I'm sure all of us will agree.
On behalf of my party also, we will be forthcoming, will be supporting the people of Tamil Nadu insofar as the MP-led is concerned.
Yes,
whatever amount is fixed by the Honorable Chairman of the House, so we'll be also supporting them.
स्टेट लेवल पर, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर इस तरह का कोऑर्डिनेशन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का होना चाहिए कि कोई भी देश का जिला उन संसाधनों से वंचित नहीं होना चाहिए जो मदद के काम के लिए आवश्यक होते हैं.
Members spoke in one voice as they urged the government to help Tamil Nadu cope with the disaster. Ravindra Sharon's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, it's time for a short break now, but coming up on the other side, Rajya Sabha witnesses disruptions over Congress leader Kumari Selja's remarks about caste bias in Gujarat. That and much more on the other side. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Impact of climate change or a seasonal aberration? What's causing the rains in Chennai? How does the government plan to cope? Watch the big picture at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, the Rajya Sabha witnessed several adjournments today as Congress members alleged that Union Ministers Arun Jaitley and Piyush Goyal distorted former Minister Kumari Selja's statements on caste bias at a Gujarat temple. Proceedings of the House in the pre-lunch session were disrupted.
Claims of caste discrimination by Congress MP Kumari Selja came back to dominate the discussion in the upper house on Wednesday. Selja's remarks during Monday's debate on commitment to the Constitution were contested by Leader of the House, Arun Jaitley. As soon as the House took up 0 hour, Jaitley said contrary to what she said, Selja had recorded praises in the temple's visitors' book. Jaitley then read out these comments.
I have now received intimation through some people that let alone not complain, she had in writing said very complimentary words about the temple itself and her visit. And therefore I wish to place it before the House so that this impression that this kind of discrimination goes on and this incident that was mentioned, this impression doesn't continue in this country.
Refuting Jaitley's statements, Selja insisted that her remarks referred not to the main temple but the Bet Dwarka shrine. While Congress members backed her, the Treasury benches slammed her comments.
That day I made it very clear that it was the Bet Dwarka, not the main Dwarka. Please don't do this, Leader of the House. It doesn't behove.
She's raising the level of debate to indignity rather than having a debate by debate. She's
let us not discuss anymore.
Amid escalating arguments, Congress members demanded an apology from Goyal. The House was adjourned for 10 minutes.
House adjourned for 10 minutes.
When proceedings resumed, TMC leader Derek O'Brien accused the government of fueling unnecessary provocation.
When everybody was gracious, unnecessarily a provocative remark was come from here, sir. No, sir. This is very serious. The members should either withdraw and apologize for the issue. No, sir, this is not done.
Let us try to solve the issue. House adjourned till 12:00 hours.
Question hour saw the stalemate continue. Repeated appeals by the chair to allow question hour to proceed went unheeded. As the Congress continued its protests, the chair adjourned the House till 2 p.m. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, in the Lok Sabha, opposition members staged a walkout after demanding an apology from Union Minister VK Singh. Leader of the Congress in the House, Mallikarjun Kharge, said that the government did not touch upon the remarks made by Singh about Dalit killings during the debate on intolerance. The government on Wednesday refuted the opposition's charge against Union Minister General VK Singh. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu said that the statement attributed to Singh on the killings of Dalit children in a Haryana village were completely distorted.
मैंने आपके बारे में कुछ कहा नहीं, आप लोग हमारा मंत्री के बारे में इतना अपमानजनक शब्द प्रयोग करते हैं, नारा देते हैं प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ, ये क्या तरीका है, हमको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, थोड़ा सा सहिष्णुता दिखाइए. Please have some tolerance toward the mandate of the people also.
As soon as question hour started, the Congress, Left, RJD and the JDU demanded an apology from the minister. Speaker Sumitra Mahajan asked opposition members not to continue their protests, but members, however, insisted on asking the Prime Minister to take action against Singh.
हमने एक नोटिस दिया था, उस नोटिस में यही था कि एक्शन रिक्वायर्ड बाय गवर्नमेंट with respect to derogatory remarks against the Dalit community by Union Minister Shri VK Singh violating the oath of office, hurting the sentiment.
With the Treasury benches refusing to accept their demand, the opposition members staged a walkout. Commenting on the killings of Dalit boys, Minister of State for External Affairs VK Singh had then said that the Prime Minister could not be held accountable for every incident. Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha Television. Moving on now, the Supreme Court today told the Tamil Nadu government that it had no suo motu power to release the convicts accused of conspiracy in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. The court said that the government needed to take the centre's permission for such a decision. Here's more.
Setting the record straight in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, the Apex Court has said that life imprisonment is for life. The Supreme Court also said that the powers of a state government in remitting the sentences of convicts, especially those who are on death row, are limited. The state cannot exercise these rights without consulting the central government.
The Constitutional Bench has held the central government will have the primacy over the state government wherever the power is vested with both the central government as well as the state government.
In cases where central agencies such as the CBI and NIA carry out investigations, the central government has the authority over the state to exercise its power of remission. After this, the 7 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case will remain in the jail.
And Tamil Nadu government trying to politicize the issue and trying to work on the vote bank politics had remitted the sentence, the life imprisonment of these 3 killers. Against this, the UPA had gone to the Supreme Court and rightly today it has been upheld.
The judgment comes back as a setback to Jayalalitha's government, which had in February 2014 decided to release all 7 convicts in the case. The Tamil Nadu government had asserted its power to grant remission even as the centre resisted the convicts' release. Meanwhile, the court's order has received mixed reaction from political parties.
Part of the problem is this stupid resolution passed in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, brainless one, which is also anti-national, where they said that the killers of Rajiv Gandhi should be let free because of Tamil sentiment.
I think we welcome the decision of the Supreme Court. It was already very clear that it was only Government of India which could give clemency and state governments had no power. But the almost shameless manner in which Jayalalitha ji has been playing the parochial so-called Tamil or whatever card that she wants to do is actually shameful.
The 7 convicts have already spent 20 years in jail under life imprisonment. But for now, the case has been sent back to a 3-judge bench which had heard the centre's appeal against the Tamil Nadu government's decision. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's now get to more updates from across the country and nationwide. Early trends of the Gujarat civic elections show that the BJP is leading in all 6 municipal corporations. Out of 230 block panchayat results, BJP is leading in 1,180 wards, while the Congress is ahead in 1,482. Out of 31 district panchayat results, the Congress won 21 district panchayats. The voting was held on the 26th of November, while that of for the district panchayats, taluk panchayats and municipalities was held on the 29th of November. 80 officials were debarred from future allotment of government accommodation. They have been accused of subletting quarters in various colonies, including Sarojini Nagar and RK Puram. The Ministry of Urban Development had issued show-cause notices to 114 officials, of whom allotment for 63 officials were cancelled after a detailed inquiry on charges of subletting. Former Andhra Pradesh Minister and Senior Leader Annam Ramnarayana Reddy joined the ruling TDP along with his brother and former MLA Annam Vivekananda Reddy. TDP Chief and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu welcomed the brothers into the TDP fold. Their exit is seen as a major setback of the Congress in Andhra Pradesh, where it does not have any representation in the assembly. Moving on now, just 2 weeks ahead of the anniversary of the horrific Peshawar school attack, Pakistan today executed 4 men for their involvement in the massacre that took place last year. The men were sentenced to death by Pakistan's military court, which was set up after the massacre through a constitutional amendment. The executions were confirmed by 3 security sources, 2 of whom were based in Kohat, where the 4 were hanged early this morning at the city's civilian-run central jail. Hazrat Ali, Mujib-ur-Rahman, Sabil and Abdus Salam were convicted on August 13th this year. All were identified as members of the Tawheed Wal Jihad Group, or TWG, said to be a faction of the Pakistani Taliban. All 9 attackers were killed in the particular attack. Some more international news now. The British Parliament is debating on whether to bomb the Islamic State in Syria. The Parliament debate on vote comes amidst a growing clamour for a grand coalition against a terrorist outfit in the wake of the recent terror attacks in Paris. Ahead of the vote, thousands of protesters gathered outside the British Parliament, urging lawmakers to vote against it. Meanwhile, the German Parliament is also debating on further action against the Islamic State.
I wish to call the Prime Minister.
British Prime Minister David Cameron making an appeal to the Parliament to approve airstrikes on Islamic State in Syria.
The question before the House today is how we keep the British people safe from the threat posed by ISIL.
He said Islamic State is a threat to Britain's security.
And Mr. Speaker, let me be clear from the outset. This is not about whether we want to fight terrorism, it's about how best we do that. I respect that governments of all political colours in this country have had to fight terrorism and have had to take the people with them as they do so. And I respect people who come to a different view from the government and the one I'll set out today, and those who vote accordingly.
Angry scenes erupted in the House of Commons as Cameron refused to apologise for reportedly saying opponents of action were terrorist sympathisers.
It is facing an amendment was signed by 110 members of this House from 6 different political parties. I've examined that list very carefully. I cannot identify a single terrorist sympathiser among that list. Will he now apologise for his deeply insulting remarks?
If there is an attack on the UK in the coming weeks or months, there will be those who try to say it's happened because of our airstrikes. I do not believe that would be the case. Daesh have been trying to attack us for the last year, as we know from the 7 different plots that our security services have foiled.
The 10-hour Commons debate will end with a vote on whether to join the US, France, Russia and others in bombing Islamic State targets in Syria. The UK is already part of the US-led coalition against IS, providing intelligence, surveillance and other logistical support to countries fighting the terrorist outfit. Ahead of the vote, thousands gathered outside the British Parliament to protest against airstrikes in Syria. Clamour for a grand coalition against IS is growing louder, especially after the terror attacks in Paris. France has asked its allies to step up their military offensive against IS. German Parliament is also voting on the same. Euro Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
Here's some more international news in Global Buzz. Myanmar's democracy icon Suu Kyi discussed the transfer of power to her party with the current president today. It was the first time both met since her party NLD swept the elections. When the new administration is sworn in early next year, it will be the first time since 1960 that a democratically elected government will take office in the country. NATO foreign ministers invited Montenegro today to join their military alliance. This was in defiance to Russian warnings that enlargement of the US-led bloc further in the Balkans will be considered a provocation. NATO diplomats said their decision sends a message to Moscow that it doesn't have a veto on NATO's eastwards expansion. US President Barack Obama returned home yesterday after the climate change summit in Paris. Obama met Turkish, Russian and French leaders on the sidelines of the summit a week after Turkish jets shot down a Russian warplane along the Syrian border. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and his wife said that they will give away 99% of their Facebook shares, currently worth about $45 billion, to charity. This move was described in a letter addressed to their daughter, Max, who was born last week. The plan mirrors a move by other high-profile billionaires like Warren Buffett and Bill and Melinda Gates, who have pledged and set up foundations to give away their fortunes to charity. 5 people were injured when a pipe bomb exploded on an overpass near an Istanbul metro station on Tuesday. Turkey has been on high alert since more than 100 people were killed by 2 suicide bombers in the capital Ankara in October. Train services were halted after the blast as police closed down the overpass, where forensics sifted through the site searching for evidence. On to some sports news now. India will take on South Africa in the 4th and final test match at the Firozshah Kotla Stadium in Delhi tomorrow. The Indian team, which has already clinched the series after securing wins at Mohali and Nagpur, will be eyeing for a third. A 3-0 series win will propel them to the 2nd position in the ICC Test rankings. India's spin troika of Ashwin, Jadeja and Mishra, who claimed 47 out of the 50 South African wickets in the series, is likely to remain unchanged for the 4th test. Meanwhile, the Proteas, who were beaten inside 3 days in both Mohali and Nagpur, will look to salvage some pride by winning the last match of the tour. However, Speedster Dale Steyn will miss the match with a lingering groin injury.
Everyone is willing to work hard, putting in the effort every day in, day out, at every practice session, and eventually get the results for the team. You might lose some, you might win some, but as long as we can create that positive mindset, because the team is young, we are building our careers together. It can be a very wonderful phase for Indian cricket, and that's something that we want to achieve as a team.
It's very important for us to get back to winning ways. And that's probably the key to it. Every test match, as I mentioned earlier, is a very important match. There's no freebies in test cricket, and certainly when you play for your country, you want to make an impact and you want to win. So it's very important for us to go at least 2-1, salvage some pride of the series.
Let's bring you a roundup of the other sports news now in Sportsbeat. The Indian men's hockey team will take on Great Britain in the quarterfinals of the Hockey World League finals in Raipur on Thursday. India will be aiming for a better show in the quarterfinals clash against Pool A toppers. The team is still searching for its first win in the tournament after a draw and 2 losses. India's ace shuttler PV Sindhu and Kidambi Srikanth advanced to the 2nd round of the Indonesian Masters tournament. World number 12, Sindhu defeated Indonesia's Gregoria Mariska 21-16, 19-21, 21-12. Meanwhile, women's singles, K. Srikanth eased past Indonesia's Wibowo Putra 21-6, 21-12 in just 27 minutes. World number 1, Novak Djokovic pulled out of the Indian Premier Tennis League at Kobe. He has been replaced by Andy Murray and Stan Wawrinka in his team. Djokovic played for the UAE Royals in the inaugural edition and was drafted to the Singapore Slammers for the 2nd edition. That's it on this edition of the news. Good night.